Hi, how are you doing today?
I'm good.
So can you give me a brief description of your role as an employee?
So basically my role is to like supervise the floor that I serve, tell customers where things are, direct customers to where the stuff is.
Okay.
And yeah.
So would you say you're a manager?
Like a co-manager, yeah, something like
Okay.
that.
Okay, assistant manager, right?
hmm
So what does your typical day look like?
Typical day, I get there. I get there, I ask where I'm needed at, I go where I'm needed, and then from there I start just picking pieces that I needed, or like picking where I need to be, like based on like which floor, which section like has the most need, whether it's like organization, whether it's getting stuff like place, taking stuff out of storage, switching stuff out,
Mm-hmm.
mannequins. Like I just literally go wherever I'm needed.
Okay, so basically that's just like it changes up every day, day to
Yeah,
day.
yeah, it's like variety.
Okay, so how often does management conduct interviews for new hires?
Mm, I'll say on the course like every season. So
Mm-hmm.
like spring, fall, winter, and then summer back again. And then we
Okay.
also connected through SYP.
All
So
right. So it's basically like a seasonal hiring opportunity.
mm-hmm.
Okay. So question two: how important is employee appearance in the workplace for creating a positive environment for customers?
I feel like it's really important. I feel like because I've gotten a raise like off just like my customer service alone, like it's really important to like
Mm-hmm.
show customers like basically you are the embodiment of the brand or like wherever they're shopping. So you gotta
Mm-hmm.
give them energy, you gotta give them like what they need. Like you gotta show them like okay, like you're hardworking and that just like goes to them. Like when they think about the store, like you know, when they go home and they talk to their significant other or they talk to somebody, like I know personally when I go home and I'm like, you know what, that person was really nice. And it kind of just like gives
Mm-hmm.
like a overall example of like what
Throughout
the
the
store, like
day.
my story, yeah, like my story
Yeah, I would
story
have to
was.
agree with you on that. Like, if you get a bad vibe from somebody
It could ruin your day. Like,
while
yeah,
you're
I
shopping,
don't like
yeah,
rude boys.
yeah. So, describe what your workplace policies request.
Um, we have to be blue pants. We always have to have like our store colors on.
Mm-hmm.
We can't wear headphones. Can't like have our phones visibly out, especially in like rush hour and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
What other policies was there? We couldn't have like overly long nails just because of like the scanning system.
Mm-hmm.
We could have like overly long nails, but that was about it. Everything like based on our appearance and based on stuff like that
Mm-hmm.
was fine.
Okay, so describe what factors your managers look at when looking for new hires. So, what specifically made them hire you?
If I had to talk about myself, I would think it's just my charisma, like my aura, like you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Uh-huh. I heard a
Like
lot of
no,
people
but it
say
was
that.
really because my resume, like I had experience like teaching already, so it's like
Mm-hmm.
a lot of my skills are not direct skills, but they're skills that can be built, like they're skills that
Mm-hmm.
can just be transferred right over. Also, like I had work experience already. I've had a job before. I know I was a fast learner, and like, I was just everything was simple to me. Like it came to me easy.
Okay. So, how can you describe the usual expectations when it comes down to employee appearance to satisfy your customers? So, what are they looking
Um,
for?
I don't really know like specifically what they're looking for because as I've been at that job, like they've hired all types of people, all different colors, tones, like skin tones, stuff like that. I yeah, like even like some of my peers, like my other people, the other people that are employed, like they have
Mm-hmm.
like they've gotten hired like with like colored wigs. Like there was this girl, she got like hired and she had like a pink bubblegum wig, but it was still cool. And
Mm-hmm.
even like me myself, like I have like a natural color in my hair, like I have a gloss, I'm straight, so it's like I ain't see no difference with them like hiring. Like I don't know if they just needed employees or it's like, you know, they were qualified so they got the job. But either way, it didn't seem like it was like very discriminatory based on like their hair color and stuff or like any of their appearance. As long as you came you know, professionally, like not professionally, not overly professionally, but you know, came clean. Not like so you really
Okay.
mm-hmm.
So, do you think that the expectations are realistic for teen employees?
I think it's realistic. Like I feel like if you want a job and growing up you need to reach a certain standard or like you know, meet a certain mark if you want to start working, like you gotta, you know, fix up a little bit. You can't just go on a job and then think you're gonna do whatever you want. Like you gotta kind of like listen, follow
Definitely.
like that. So yeah.
Okay, so what comes to your mind when a teen employee wears bright colored hair while working or when coming in for an interview?
I don't know, like nothing bad. Like just like they got color hair. I don't know who they are. Like oh
Okay.
that's cute. Depending on if it's a color I like. Like I don't like dark purple. So if
Okay.
it's dark purple, I'll be like I don't like that color. But like just judge me off the color, not off their who they are as a person.
Okay, so you're just normally looking for personality and not what they look like exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So, how do you define professionalism for the younger employees?
Professionalism, I define it as making sure you're doing your job, like doing
Mhm.
your job and doing it to the best of your ability. Like I know for me, working at my job, I make sure when I came here to do a certain thing, and that's what I'm gonna do. Like, no, if I'm needed on like multiple different floors, I'm running up the stairs. Like, yeah, I'm irritated about the end of the day. One, I'm here, I'm getting paid. Two, so like if I have to do a little extra work, like I don't mind, especially assisting people who might be new. That's definitely like fun to me. Like I always like teaching people like the ropes, like and just getting them
Okay.
acclimated. Because especially if like my job would be their first job, getting
Mhm.
them used to it and stuff. Like I rather have a good impression on people because a lot of skills that I even teach people work there can be transferred over until their next job, and then like it's just skills you pick up along the way.
Okay. So how big of a role does appearance play in that definition and why?
For me, it doesn't play a huge role as long as like I said again, like as long as you come clean, neat, presentable, hygiene good, like I don't really care what you look like. You can be light skin, dark skin, any color hair, like as long as you seem like you're a hard worker and you do what you need to do the first time, you don't really gotta be like micromanaged. Cause like for me, I don't like being micromanaged. But
Definitely.
as long as you're cool, you do what you need to do, like you come hygienic. Like I don't care about like how you look. I don't care what color your hair is. Like that really, it doesn't affect me. Like
Mhm.
it doesn't seem like it's like a big deal.
All right. So, do your expectations of professionalism change due to the younger employee's age or and why?
My expectations, they can vary sometimes because you never know if something, especially if they don't have a resume, excuse me, or like a cover letter. You don't know what to expect and like
Mhm.
their work ethic. So it
Mhm.
could be like that's why a lot of people hire based on experience.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, you like, do you know how to do this? Like, because you don't want to spend like a lot of time micromanaging and teaching somebody something. You want them to kind of just jump right into it, like low key. Even though some
Definitely.
schools are, you need some like that, but like it could render some judgment. It's like, can this person do this up to the quality? But based on a resume, you really just gotta take a chance, especially when it comes to new hires, especially younger ones, because it's like they really might just be trying, or they really just trying to like bullshit for the job. So,
Uh, your language, please.
oh,
It's
sorry,
okay.
I thought I
It's
did good.
okay. It's okay. It's okay. Be yourself. This is what the interview is about. Give your honest opinion. So, what are the current double standards between the appearances of teenagers and adults?
I feel like it's not double standards. I feel like it's a higher standard for adults because adults, like, I feel like the expectation is you should, already know to come hygienic, come like polite, neat, organized. Sometimes a lot of times, teens maybe in their household or just even in a school community, they don't have a tight knit community to like teach each other, like how to go through an interview or something like that. So it's like, with youth, it's like trial and error, trial and error.
Mm-hmm.
But like when an adult, I feel like it's more double standards on the adult to really come as your best self, come with experience, come with skills that are like helpful to the team that you're about to join.
Mm. So, how are the grooming policies enforced differently between the teens and adult employees?
The grooming policies, I feel like they're about the same because, like I said again, like hygiene is the biggest thing. And just in general, like even when you go like to school, to like other jobs, other forms of work, you just need to come hygienic. Like I
Mm-hmm.
feel like that's just the main point, like the main like everything. Like hygiene is the number one.
Okay, so what is the ratio of teens in your workplace who are not hired due to their appearance?
I feel like it'd be like maybe like 1%, and their appearance might have been just like unhygienic rather than like, oh, they have blue hair, so I'm not hiring them. Like
Mm-hmm.
if she got an icy blue bust down for her birthday. Like, what she gonna tell her? She can't get a job because she got an icy blue bust down for her birthday? Like, that's not fair. But
Yeah.
like maybe if their hair, like maybe if somebody came in with their hair like kind of like matted and it like had like an odor, like maybe
Maybe
um
disheveled, you would say.
yeah. Like so like maybe like customers wouldn't be like that eager to like talk to them and stuff like that. So that might be a reason. But overall, a lot of people that I've seen that not been hired have been older people
Mm-hmm.
actually. So
So, explain the expectations for hair differences between teenage and adult employees.
explain the hair differences. I feel like a
Yeah,
lot
the
of
expectations of the hair
mhm.
differences. So, like, what do they expect? Like, what are their expectations of adult hair, and what is their expectations of teenagers hair? Like, how are they different
I feel like just in general or like in a
in
workplace.
a workplace as employees?
Like I feel like what's more commonly expected is like adults to like have like more natural colored hair, use like braids, like use like braids or like some sort of like I don't know, like more just like natural color hairs. Where I see teens more have like more like brighter, lively colored hair, like maybe like blues, pinks, like stuff like that, like different
Mm-hmm.
colors. Like I feel like those are more expected out of teenagers than it is out of like just like adults. But it's
Mm-hmm.
also very common. Like I've seen like one of my coworkers who's an adult, like she's had a red wig before, like
Mm-hmm.
burgundy and stuff mature.
Okay, so what are the factors that contribute to those differences that you just named?
What are some? Wait, what you said?
What are some factors that contribute to the differences that you just named?
I think it's just mainly age. Like I feel like sometimes a lot of people say that like as you age up, you don't want to do no bright pink colors.
Yeah.
I feel like social media has changed that a lot for us. But like a lot of times like I don't like when I see adults, especially on social media, like doing like really pink, like really bright like colors. It can be cute to an extent, but like maybe you're 32 and you're doing lime green with bobos, like you're giving me I don't like it. Like, but like something like that's like about it's kind of like about a balance. Like, like I said, like burgundy is like really like a common color. Like you get a
Mm-hmm.
cool, calm, curly 99J wig. Like you feeling it. Like, and adults has a range because you can have like an older population at your job, and you can have a younger population. Like, I kind of have like everything in between. Like, I have 20-year-olds, and I have like which is an adult. But then I have like 40-year-olds who work there, so they wouldn't obviously have the
Mm-hmm.
same types of like maybe like style, especially because of their culture and stuff like that.
Okay. What culture exactly?
A lot of so half of my majority of my retail job is a lot of like Caribbean people, so a lot of
Mm-hmm.
like Trinidadians, also a lot of hijabis there, so we obviously don't see their hair, so it's like stuff like that, like just
Okay. So do you feel like the differences are necessary?
what
What they're expecting that teenagers and adult employees do with their hair?
I don't think they should have a large expectation. Like it should be like something that's like you're not expected, but it's like you could be wary towards it. Like you don't have to expect like, oh, I expect this young person to come in with the braids color here. If you see like it says 18 on their interview sheet or their like on their application,
Mm-hmm.
because you could have the same experience with somebody who's like 20 or like 25 or something like that. Like I don't think it should be an expectation or like a norm because that kind of takes creative freedom out of people. Like I know some places like if we talk about more like maybe designer or like proper like like bigger retailers like
Uh-huh.
their job description like for example like Saks Fifth Avenue there's a dress code like there's a specific dress code
Yeah, definitely. I agree with
like you
you.
have to have like only natural colored hair stuff like that so stuff like that I could be like based on time and place but me like a retailer like working at a retail store like cookies it's like it's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
youth that come in and out it's a lot of parents that come in and out, so we got a lot of different variety, but I feel like it shouldn't just be expected like, oh, because this person's put 18 on their application, they're gonna come in with like bright pink or like blue or something here, like crazy hair.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you on the strict kind of expectation that they're looking for. Especially when I went to an interview for Landvin, like I think they were just judging me off my hair, like honestly.
Mm-hmm.
So, next question. This is now the questions are gonna start digging deeper into your experiences and what you notice and what you've been through. So, how do you balance self-expression with maintaining a professional work environment?
I feel like I I balance it. A lot of my self expression comes through my personality. Like I feel like you can get to know a lot about me based on the way I act, the way I talk,
Mhm.
and I feel like I really balance it through that. Like my self expression has always been through my personality. So like every time I get like a different color hair, it might be like cool, but it's like my hair isn't my personality. And I feel like a
Mhm.
lot of people don't judge me off of that, especially with my time I've had in the work field. Like overall, people don't judge me based on my hair. People judge me off of my statistics, like what I what I bring to the table
Mhm.
and how I like speak and how I treat others and stuff like that. So I've never really had to face that like hand to hand with like judgment based on that.
Okay, so um well, you did say that you don't really have to juggle self-expression. I was going to ask what challenges come with maintaining it, but if not have ever been addressed about a workplace policy regarding your appearance, this could particularly be targeting your hair, your long nails, your lashes, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Piercings, like anything.
Yeah, I can't speak from my personal experience, but when I used to work in downstate, there was a strict policy about like piercings. Like
Mhm.
they weren't really supposed to be seen. Like a lot of my some of my coworkers had like showable like piercings, like belly piercings. Especially we worked in the summer, so like wearing a crop top can't do that. You got like even if like your arms kind of got to be like covered, or like you got to wear like sleeves if you got like a lot of tattoos, just because they're trying to maintain like a more like higher standard, especially when you're seeing the staff and stuff. Not
Mhm.
saying that piercings or tattoos are necessarily to me unprofessional, but sometimes a lot of people see them as that. I don't really necessarily agree with that, but it's just how people want their brand or their whatever to be seen. So it's about perception mostly.
Okay, so describe a time where you felt that a workplace policy has ever been discriminatory against your self expression or somebody else's that you know.
Discriminatory sounds really harsh. I would say maybe a little strict, but never discriminatory. Like never
Mm-hmm.
where like, oh, you're doing this, so you get like they're being bashed. I wouldn't say that. But strict policies, I've had some of those. Um, like at my job, like in the hospital. Like I said, the thing with the piercings, the like outward piercings and the tattoos and stuff. And like we were in, they said we're highly in our syllabus, like the what we had to read like before you get hired, stuff like that. Like terms and conditions, like it's like we're highly not encouraged not to get like bright color hair. That was the only time I really experienced people
Oh.
like, oh, like don't get like bright color hair. But when we say bright color hair, you know, like if I do a 613, would that be considered bright color? Because that's also a natural color. Like there's some people who are, you
Yeah.
know, so it's like I didn't really know how to take that only because like I was just like, okay, I mean, I understand because for most part, a lot of times I was in front of classrooms teaching, and a
Mm-hmm.
lot of times it could be distracting to kids. I'm teaching young kids. I'm teaching like seventh grade. I'm teaching third grade. I'm teaching fourth graders. It could be distracting, like
Yeah, definitely.
they want to see Miss Walker hair. Like I get it, like So yeah.
So, how were these policies ever applied to your other colleagues?
I feel like they were the same. Like it was the same throughout. Like it wasn't just one person like getting called out for it while the other people got like green and blue hair. Like no, no, no. It was like for all of us, like across the board. Like we stick it to this policy, you stick it to this program, and yeah.
Have you ever encountered one of your colleagues stepping out of that policy?
Yeah, and they've gotten like
Describe that situation for me.
basically there was a situation in the summer. It's hot. We was in New York, so it was a little spicy outside, and my coworker had wore like shorts, and they weren't like cut up shorts, like
Mm-hmm.
they wasn't spicy riders or nothing, but they showed a lot of her leg. Her leg had a big tattoo on it, so she had
Over
that.
the knee or under? Over the knee.
What you said?
Over the knee or
They
under?
were just above the knee, like they
Okay.
they were they
Okay.
were
Okay.
company appropriate. They were company appropriate, but they showed her tattoos, so she got
Mm.
got sent home for that day because they just felt like it kind of wasn't appropriate for the workspace. And she did show a lot of like she was really like disgruntled by that because she was like like I didn't say nothing when I had my tattoo before, so like she don't understand it. And I feel like that's also the case with like consistent reprimanding because a lot of times like my bosses used to try to give like give just people a chance, but I think those giving people a chance also comes with like reminders. Like you gotta remind somebody like, hey, you
Yeah.
do this. And then if it happens another time, then do it. Rather than not saying nothing at all. The first time they do it, then the second time, all of a sudden it's a crowd. Like that can lead for inconsistencies.
Okay, so how well do you think your employer separates their own opinion from the workplace norms?
I think very well because like even when I've gotten like I wasn't reprimanded, but like my supervisor just gave me a reminder about my hair. She was like, remember, about your hair. I really like it, but you remember still stay in company policy. Quick reminder, it wasn't egregious, it wasn't aggressive, but she was like, and especially because me and my supervisor had that connection outside of work where we could talk. She was like, no, I really like your hair. Like, I had took pictures, so I showed the pictures, like, this is really cute, blah, blah. But
Mm-hmm.
it's all about policy. At the end of the day, I got a job to fulfill, and there's certain rules and policies that I got to follow with the job. And I understand that.
Okay, so from your experience, do you believe that some hair colors are viewed differently from others and why?
I definitely do. Like what I've been saying this whole time, like the blue